Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining Tyler Real Estate Cooperative. We actually meet every third Saturday of the month at 10 a.m. And the whole purpose of this cooperative is just to bring people together to share resources. My name is Satyra Tyler. I am your local real estate professional. I help people buy, sell, and rent real estate in the Las Vegas area. I'm actually a transplant from Chicago. I've been here for about 8 years, and I absolutely love everything that I do. I've been in the industry for over 20 years, and within that 20 years, I have done a little bit of everything. I've been a loan officer, I've been a processor, an underwriter, I've done front-end collections, I've worked in compliance, I've been a real estate broker, I've also been a residential appraiser. So to sum all that up, I absolutely do love the industry that I work in, the real estate industry, and helping people realize their goals for becoming homeowners or selling off their investments. So really proud of that. One of the things that make me a huge asset to you is the fact that I do have all of that experience. I do understand all the different sides of the transaction, and I can help you set realistic expectations for reaching your goal. So again, the whole purpose of this cooperative is to get people together who are like-minded so that we can talk about resources. I realize as a realtor that my job goes a little bit beyond just helping people find a place to stay. People need other resources as well, to help them in their daily lives. And we all have some type of talent, some type of service that we can offer to each other. So this is a platform for other people who are small business owners to come on here and have an opportunity to showcase your business, tell people what it is you do and how you can help them in their everyday lives. And hopefully you'll be blessed from that to be able to grow your business as well. So if you're interested in a speaking opportunity, definitely reach out to me. So I see I have some people who have joined the Tyler Cooperative in the past. So I just want to say thank you so much for your continued support and welcome back. This is a reboot. I did step away for a few months. As some of you know, I had some challenges at the end of last year, family issues, which I'm sure we can all relate to. And then when my mom died, it kind of just put a cork in the bottle for me for a little while, and I sat still, but not for long. Nothing can hold me down. And so here I am, and we are going full speed ahead. So I'm super excited. So one of the things that I do like to do is talk about what's happening in the market. We've all seen some shifts since last year. I primarily work with, well, I'm not going to say primarily work with, but I enjoy working with first-time home buyers. And some of the activity that I've seen that's different is last year, I couldn't even get my clients' offers viewed because there were so many offers on the table. Properties were going off the market like hotcakes, like it was just rapid, and that's because the interest rates were low and just the demand was so high. And so now, fast forward to now, we're starting to see a little bit of a slowdown. And a lot of that people are saying, you still hear people talking about those interest rates, but at the end of the day, there are people being forced into buying because they're tired of those rent rates increasing on them. So there are a lot of benefits to buying property now. I actually think this is the best time to buy property while you don't have to deal with a lot of those multiple offer situations because it has slowed down. So we are seeing inventory sit out here for almost 2 months now, which is, again, a big difference because last year they were barely on there a day before they were gone. So what that means for you is that you have an opportunity to view homes, find the home that you like, and get in it without having to fight 10 or 20 other people for the same property. So if you have some questions about what's happening in the market, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And you have my contact information, especially if you're on here. If you don't, I'll make sure you have it before we get off this call. We do see at the end of the year, the end of the month, I'm sorry, we did see some higher inventory numbers. So for single family homes, There were over 3,700 units available and almost 1,000 units available for townhomes and condos. So again, there's inventory out here. Just don't be hesitant to ask questions if you have them. All right, folks, that's enough about real estate for now, unless you have some questions. We could talk about that at the end. But right now, I want to introduce a really, really good friend of mine and colleague, a very professional lady, Dannette Montague. She is going to give us a talk today about her profession. So, Dannette, if you could please introduce yourself and tell us what you're going to be talking with us about today.
I will. Can you let me share my screen, please? Hello, everyone. My name is Dannette Montague, and I am a life insurance agent. So I prepared a presentation for you just to let you know what the wealthy do. I'm going to share with you some wealthy secrets, how the wealthy grow and protect their wealth. Okay, so do you know what the Rockefellers and Walt Disney do to accumulate their wealth, make their money grow, and protect their wealth? Well, what they use is cash value life insurance. Today, we would call that Index Universal Life Insurance, or an IUL. Let me share with you how that works. So first off, many of us have probably heard of term insurance. And term insurance is temporary insurance. Yes, you do have death benefits, but they expire after a specific time. Maybe you purchased it for 10, 15, 20 years. And the only way to benefit from that is that you must die. If you don't die, you lose it. Now, with an IUL, that is an Index Universal Life Insurance policy, like I said. They also have death benefits, but it's permanent. So you don't have to die to use these benefits. They never expire. And they also have living benefits. I'll explain that in a bit. And it also has cash value. Now, an IUL works like this. Think of two buckets. So like I said, there's the death benefits and there's the cash value. So in the death benefits bucket, you definitely will get your death benefits. Plus, there are living benefits. So say you become chronically ill or critically ill or terminally ill, you can access those benefits before you die. Now, the other bucket is your cash value bucket. And this is where the wealthy make their money. First, their money is going to compound interest, uninterrupted. So it's just always making money. The next benefit is the interest rates are on average between 6 and 10%. But the index is tied to the market. Well, it reflects the market. So when the market goes up, your money goes up. But if the market goes down, it stops at zero. It's a zero floor is what they call it. So as the market falls, as we see it has been doing, your money will stop at zero. So you don't lose that money and you don't have to make that money up later. Your money is also growing tax deferred. You start with your pre-tax dollar and your money just keeps growing uninterrupted, tax deferred. You also can have tax-free access, which is also penalty-free. So you can borrow your money for anything, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But you can borrow your money and there's no penalties like in other financial instruments. And also another benefit that you can leave your death benefits tax-free to your beneficiary. Isn't that great? So like I was saying, you can be your own bank. This is what the wealthy do. You put your money in and it's growing, growing, growing. But if you need it, you can borrow it for your life's emergencies, because we all know life has emergencies. And there's a scripture in the Bible I found that said money answers everything. And if you think about it, you're going to need money to get out of some situation. So wouldn't it be nice to have some money to the side that you can access on your own without having to beg the bank or anybody else for it? It's yours. You can get it. You can use your money for future financial goals, a down payment on a home, a car, college for your kids, travel, whatever you want, whatever those financial goals are. You have one place that's growing your money. Or you can use it for business capital. You can start that business, get a rental property. You're the bank. You can do whatever you want. So you may say, well, if the wealthy can do it, how can I do it? Well, you can start with any amount. I just helped a young lady, young mother, 3 kids. She can do $200 a month, but she's so happy that her family is protected. You can do this too. And whatever it looks like for you, you can contact me and we can put your numbers in and see what that looks like for you. And I'll just end with this. Walt Disney has one, or had one, when he started Disneyland. And he got into some financial trouble and he needed some extra money. And he went to his his cash value life insurance policy, and he was able to save Disneyland. So sometimes, yes, we get in a little trouble, but wouldn't it be nice to have that financial safety net? So here's my information. If you like more information, please reach out to me. I'm based in California, but I can help you anywhere in the United States. So thank you. Back to you, Satyra.
All right. Thank you, Dannette, for that very concise presentation. There you go. Thank you so much for blessing us with that information this morning. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I am a huge advocate for insurance. You know, if I wasn't selling real estate, I'd probably be an insurance agent, right? That's one of those necessary evils, something that we absolutely need to have. A lot of people forego it because it is a cost. You know, you see yourself steady spending money every month, but the benefit doesn't come, like you said, until you die, right? You pass away, but the benefit is for those people who you leave behind. I think the sad thing is, and we saw a lot of that during COVID, is a lot of people were, you know, we had a lot of deaths and a lot of folks did not have life insurance, you know, and so their loved ones were stuck. You saw all these GoFundMe pages and all of that. So I wanted to ask you, you know, with insurance, and I pretty much kind of have a clue about it, but just want to hear your perspective on it. Um, how much flexibility do you have to customize what you offer to each individual, or is it just like kind of cookie cutter insurance plans?
No, it's very, very flexible. And everybody has different circumstances. The goal is to, if your goal is to have money accumulation to be your own bank, plus leave money for your family, you want to max fund it. But whatever that looks like, some people can only do maybe $100 a month. Some people can do $1,000 a month. Some people put in lump sums. It just depends on where you are and where you want to go. And since I'm a broker, I'm licensed with different agencies. I'm with National Life Group and with Mutual of Omaha, and I'm getting licensed with others. So we can find a product that's just for you. I'm your financial strategist. I'm not a certified financial planner, but I am a financial strategist, and I will be your agent and help you find the right product for you.
That's right. Awesome. Well, I love also that you mentioned you threw in there, you know, building wealth through insurance, right? You know, I talk to people about building wealth through real estate investments, right? So it's kind of the same concept. You got to spend a little money to make a little money. And sometimes we live in so much in the moment, we really not looking that far, down the line. So so great job presenting that. I do want to open up the floor because I can chit chat too much, but I want to know if anybody else has any questions for Dannette about what she talked about tonight, and this morning rather. And your hair looks gorgeous, by the way. And any information. Okay, I got a raised hand from Denise. Denise, go ahead with your question.
Thank you so much, Dannette, for that information. That was really, really helpful for me. My question is, with an IUL, is there a minimum amount that you have to purchase as far as face value? And is that what if you request money from it, do you have to repay it?
Great question. The minimum just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. So it would depend on the product and what you want to accomplish. So we could sit down and look at what it is you want to accomplish, and we can see what the minimum is that you have to do. But like I said, I just had somebody pay $200 a month, and I think she was covered for about almost 200,000. So $200 for 100,000. But again, she's a different person than you, so we would have to look at that. On the other side, I'm sorry. The second part of your question was, could you repeat that? I apologize. And,
Yeah, okay. If you are requesting money from it, do you have to repay it back to that policy?
right. No, you don't. You can if you want to. How this works is your money is accumulating in the one bucket. So to keep that money accumulating, you borrow the money against your death benefits. Now you can pay it back, and you're paying yourself back. And the interest is small, maybe 3 or 4%, depending on the company. But remember, you're making anywhere from 6 to 10%. So that's called the arbitrage. You don't have to pay yourself back. They just take that money you borrowed away from the death benefit when you pass away. So it's up to you. So it's very flexible.
Okay, so it's different than like a 401k, because if I'm borrowing from my 401k, I've got to repay that back.
Yes, and you probably will get penalized if you take it before you're 59. You look pretty young, so you probably get penalized for that as well.
Okay, well, don't let the picture fool you. Thank you, though.
You're welcome.
All right. That was a really good question, Denise. So I appreciate you raising your hand and bringing that up. I'm sure somebody else had a similar question too. So thank you so much for bringing it to the forefront. Anybody else got any questions? This would be the time to jump on. All right. Well, if not, we are not going to belabor this. I do want to invite you to come back next month on the third Saturday of June, which is going to be June 17th. We will be on again, giving another real estate update. Next month, I'll have a different topic that we'll talk about. We'll talk about home inspections. That's something that's super important. I do have other guests lined up to come on. And I do have Marianne Wright. She's going to be on here. She's our gardening expert. So if you are on my Facebook group, Sincere Garden Chronicles, you probably see her posting in there. She's all over the place. But she is our resident garden expert. So she's going to talk to us a little bit about landscapes and having those gardens. Everybody's starting to try to grow gardens, and that was another thing that COVID kind of prompted people, like, I want to grow my own food because I'm tired of fighting over tomatoes in Walmart, right? So she's going to talk to us about that. And I may have another guest on as well, but we're still working out the details. So check out my Facebook page. You can find me S Tyler Las Vegas. That's hashtag S Tyler Las Vegas to see those upcoming events. All right. And it looks like I have another raised hand here from Letitia. Letitia, go ahead with your question.
Okay, yes. I did have one question for the lady with the life insurance. How young, because I know that some policies you have to be up to a certain age in order for you to start the policy. So how young can you be in order to start this specific policy? And can your parents also start one for you, future, for your children, basically?
Yes, definitely. I know people who start policies for their children as early as 2 weeks old. So you need to make sure you see a doctor because they're going to check your medical records. But otherwise, if you're healthy, because you have to qualify, you can be any age. And yes, you can open them for children. If you go to my website, I have a couple of videos. One is what is an IUL, another one is IUL for kids. So I highly recommend that you stop by my website and check that out. And if you have any more questions, you can book an appointment with me right there. Again, my website is wisefinancialplans.com. Great.
All
Thank
right.
you for that question.
Awesome. Awesome. And you offer free consultations. So to book with you,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes, we'll strategize. We'll use your numbers. We'll strategize on what it is you really want, what you want your financial future to look like. We can talk about taking retirement later on, how that looks. You'll be really surprised at what this product can do for you.
Okay. All right, awesome, awesome. Well, I know we all have our whys. I have another quick question. It just kind of popped into my head. I know we kind of all have our whys for what it is we do. My big why is I just feel like we all have a need to have a place to stay for one. And I pretty much like first time home buyers, people who are military, folks who are relocating, and those are all people who I can relate to because I've worn those shoes before. So I've traveled down their path, and I think I have, figured out ways to streamline the process for them and make it easy. But what is your big motivation? Like, what made you want to be an insurance agent?
Well, Satyra, I have been just healthy, living my life, doing my thing. And then all of a sudden, the doctor says, I'm sorry, you have cancer. I'm like, this was just last year. And I was like, what? And I was just out. I wasn't prepared at all because I thought I had it all under control. But life happens. And I was, laying in my bed and I'm seeing all these hardworking nurses. And I was telling them about this product. I'm like, don't be like me and wait till you get sick and you can't really do anything about it. And so they were so busy, they didn't know how to, they didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody. I said, you know what? I want to help people. And while I was in my hospital bed, I studied and got my insurance license. Now I'm cancer free and I have my purpose, and it's to help everyone else. Don't wait. You just don't know what life is going to bring you. And when I found out all these other benefits that they have, I said, I have to tell people. I said, Satyra, I want to speak. I want to share this with other people. So don't get it for your kids now. This is how the wealthy get wealthy. There's so many other tips and tricks out there. Trust and putting the beneficiary, making the trust the beneficiary. That's what the Rockefellers did. But I'm just, my heart just goes out to, especially, everybody. But, a lot of us, we just don't have this information. We're so busy, we don't have this information. So I wanted to be that person to bring this information to the masses, one person at a time, just like I feel like I'm Harriet Tubman of financial freedom. I'm out here, one person at a time, telling you this is what you really need to do for yourself. So thanks for that question. That's my why.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, first of all, congratulations on being cancer free. Yay. Woohoo. You go, girl. Now that's a fight right there. So yes, and we are all fighters. And it's good that you fought your fight and now you here coaching others to help them get through their fight. So that is pretty amazing. All right, folks, we have just a couple more minutes. Anybody else think of another question before we move on? All right. Otherwise, we are going to just move on. Just want to remind you to tune back in. Look for next month's meeting invitation. If you are interested in a speaking opportunity, please message me on Facebook, call me, text me, email me, whatever, so that we can connect and set it up. And does anyone else on the call have an event that is coming up? If you do, this is the time to speak about it. Let us know. If you are a small business owner and you just want to say, hey, my name is this and this is what I do, call me here. This is your power minute to go ahead and do that. All right. Well, otherwise we are. Oh, here we go.
I get the camera to pop up. But I'm on the move, as you can see, but my name is Letitia, and I am a small business owner. I've actually make natural beauty and skin products, and I do have an event that's going to be coming up here next Thursday. I try to go live at least twice a month, just to open it up to the community to ask questions about skincare, especially natural products. And if you have any questions for me, my phone number is 702-518-4409. And I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. The name of my business is Beauty TGE LLC.
And what does TGE stand for?
So Beauty TGE stands for Beauty Through God's Eyes.
I love it. See, I knew the answer to that. I just wanted them to know as well. I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you so much, Letitia, for sharing. Anybody else want to give a shout out for their business? All right, folks, you have been absolutely amazing. It has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And I look forward to seeing you all online and next month. Have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.